Hi everybody, so here's my top 10 tips for super networking. So make sure first of all you introduce yourself to the organizer and registration person when you go to an event, okay? This is very important that you do this and that you get to know everyone who's going to be in the room. Tip number two, do your homework in advance on the people that you want to speak to at the actual event. This is very important. Once again, make sure that when you're going to an event or if you're getting involved in networking, whether it's online or offline network, you know exactly who it is you're going to be speaking to. Number three, this is a really cool trick. Keep business cards without your cell numbers on them so you can write them down when someone asks you for them, because this looks more personal. This is a really cool trick I've used a lot when I used to speak on the stage. And people love this because when you write down your contact number on the business card, people actually really like that personal touch. Tip number four, when you're receiving someone else's card, make sure you write on it where you met them and the reason why you met them. So when you go home and look at the business card, you can say, hey, I remember why we exchanged cards. Tip number five, always use the other person's name in the conversation 3 or 4 times. So if it's, for example, Stephen, that sounds really good. Oh, Stephen, so tell me a bit more about what you do. So that's a really cool tip that you can use. Now, tip number 6, ask the right questions when you go and network. There's only 2 main questions you should be asking. Question number 1, how did you get started as a blank? That's an icebreaker question. And question number 2 is, tell me more about your product or service and how can I help you sell that product and service. So question number 1 is, tell me how you got started as a blank. Question number 2 is, tell me how I can help you sell more of your product or service. Tip number 7, always network in a high traffic area. If you're at an event, for example, always make sure you gather where most people gather. Tip number 8, introduce each new person you meet to at least another person. This is very important. You meet people at events that may not be your ideal joint venture partners, for example, but you should always introduce them to somebody else because it makes you look like the better networker. Tip number 9, book a date in your diary next to contact that person. And tip number 10, follow up straight after your meeting with a video reminder or a contact picture to tell them why you met. So guys, I hope you enjoyed those top 10 super networking tips. Thank you. Now go out and do them.